Hello, and welcome to Boomer and Beyond Wellness and the Have It Your Way workout series. I'm Angela Fischetti. So today's deep dive is into the exercise called the Zercher Squat. The accessories we'll be using today will be a sticky yoga mat. I'm going to invite two new accessories into our working out here together. The first one is a broomstick. Yeah, a broomstick. Don't have the little end on it that you're going to clean with, just the broomstick, because the broomstick is going to help us for form. It's not going to add any external resistance, but it's great for the form. The other, well, you're used to this one, would be a monster cord. And then finally, I will be using for the first time a weighted exercise bar. Today's bar is 20 pounds. Now, this takes me right into the medical disclaimers and precautionary measures, the chattiest part of this, folks, but it's the most important section because we cover a lot of chronic health concerns, their modifications, alignment issues, all of that good stuff. So first off, we're just going to begin with, if you have a latex allergy, please, you want to look for, with your mat or your monster cord, non-latex or latex-free. Also, if you have any back spine flexion issues where you've been told not to bend down to pick up something. Now, I normally say this for almost all squats. Well, I'm not going to say it for this one. This is one I do want you to try, and let me show you why. I'm going to also include, by the way, those of you with postural deviation known as hyperkyphosis, the one where a bit hunched in appearance, and for those of you with osteoporosis of the spine. Let me show you the difference between a basic squat and what I'm looking for with your back and spine placement for the Zercher squat. So for the basic squat, well, we're going to be in the athletic ready, toes lifted. I sit back into a chair. Notice the position of the spine, right? Exhale up. I take a pelvic tuck. I squeeze the glutes, squeeze the quads. Now I'm going to face you. What the big difference here is that I'm actually going to be really doing more like a sumo squat, because for my body, I'm going to tip forward if my legs are closer. So with the arms here, I'm going to be able to see that, keep the torso straight up and down. That's why this could be a great alternative for those of you with the back spine flexion issues. If you have golfer's or tennis elbow, because your elbows are flexed the entire time and those biceps are indeed going to work isometrically, this may not be the best exercise for you. However, I'm going to ask you folks to please seek further medical advice if any bicep work is appropriate for you, because I cannot offer you an option. The reason being that the symptoms are really unique to each individual. Now, if you have knee flexion issues, take it to the wall, folks, right? Let's remind you that the wall for a wall sit or a wall seat could be a really great option. So you'll be able to bend the knees as little or as much as you need to. And you don't have to worry about going into spine flexion either. Also, if you are medicated or not for hypertension, have vertigo or GERD, I need you to avoid this position of the head. That's flexing, I should say, the cervical spine of the neck. I need you folks to keep that chin head neutral. Also, if you have vestibular challenges with your balance, this may not be the best exercise for you, because you're really front loading on the spine, and I don't want anything pulling you forward and down. So you might want to try the wall sit instead. But one other tip for those of you with vestibular challenges, please don't ever work out solo. Always have a companion with you. Now, the muscles that are benefited from this exercise are many, because like any squat, it is a compound movement. So we're working multiple large muscles and multiple joints simultaneously. The muscles include the gluteals, the quadriceps, the hamstrings, the hip adductor muscles of the inner thighs. We also have core muscles like the rectus abdominis. This is the one that when people do crunches, it flexes the torso. Also involved are the internal and external oblique muscles kind of near the waist, and they're partially responsible for turning and twisting the torso. We have some back muscle engagement with the erector spinae, which run up and down both sides of the spine. Yeah, they keep us erect. We also have the trapezius muscle involved, in particular the upper trapezius, and we have that big swimmer's muscle, that latissimus dorsi. Also working are going to be the shoulder muscles, because they're going to be working here to help stabilize and help those biceps hold that bar. And we're working the biceps and the forearms, the wrists, the hands, the finger muscles, all of it. That's why I get super excited to bring you compound movements to the Boomer and Beyond Wellness channel. Now, a couple of gentle reminders, always feel free, I should say, to stop and rest whenever you need to when you're working out. But this is not a workout. However, it's a good tip. Additionally, please keep yourselves properly hydrated with water, unless you've been medically advised not to drink a lot of water. Maybe for kidney or bladder issues, you follow this advice. Now on the channel, I want you to look for a warm-up and cool-down video, and it's a video that I recorded because it's important for those of us 55 years and above to warm up for a full 10 minutes prior to any workout. And also to look there in the channel, but go to the post tab. The post tab used to be known as the community tab. There you will find a rating of perceived exertion chart, RPE for short. This is a 0 through 10 subjective scale that is an excellent tool for those of us who may not know how to take our heart rate when we're exercising, who might be new to exercise, new to strength training, and also could be an excellent tool for those of you who have a pacemaker, or maybe you're on certain medications like beta blockers. You can discuss it with and show it to your medical doctor and see if they can give you the approval for the use of that. Also, within that post tab, you're going to look for always, for every video, there will be for every video, I should say, for the Have It Your Way workout series, there will be a reference image, reference screenshots, and either a reference article or a reference study all about the exercise. And now, what are we going to do here today for this Zercher squat? We're going to do one set, and a set is a group of 8 to 15 repetitions. We're definitely doing 15 repetitions today, with the first 5 repetitions being with that broomstick. Again, not for weight, but definitely for form. Then for the second round of 5 reps, we're going to tie in that monster cord and turn your broomstick into a weighted exercise bar. And finally, I'll be using the 20-pound weighted exercise bar for those last 5 repetitions. So let's get started. Let's go grab this broomstick here. You can see we don't have the head on it. We don't want that. Placing it within the crook of the elbow. Now notice I'm not bringing the elbows up here. I'm not completely relaxed down. I'm a little bit out in front, right? Now I showed you that I'm going to have to, for this one, bring my legs into a sumo squat, especially when we get this thing weighted. Here we go. And toes lifted, keeping that torso elevated, and pelvic tuck squeeze at the top, lifting the toes so When we come up, we're driving up through the heels, working that posterior extensor chain of the body, the back erectors, the glutes, and the hamstrings. We're tracking the knees over the second to third toes. And you pause here at the peak of the contraction. That was 5 reps. Let's hold. Now I'm going to set the broomstick down, grab my monster cord, and turn that thing into a real weighted exercise bar. So as always, when we go to stand on any band, tube, etc., for our strength training, we're going to make sure that it's underneath the arches of the sneakers so it doesn't slide out. From here, I'm going to take that broomstick, bring it underneath, and just try to make sure it's even on both sides. Get those elbows underneath the broomstick with the elbows on the thighs, standing up. Hold here, and up and down. And you can, if you have enough wall space, you can do this with the legs nice and wide at the wall as well. My knee keeps catching on the monster cord. There we go. One more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. And easy. Lowering that down. Turn the feet in. Careful when you take the monster cord out from underneath the feet. Grabbing the 20-pound bar. I'm going to place this too into the elbow crease. I want that torso up high, Angela. And here we go. Now, I have, with this exercise, increased or leveled up the work by strapping my wrist weights, my 5-pound wrist weights around the bar on each end. That turned the bar into 35 pounds. I'm sorry, it turned it into, pardon me, 30 pounds. And up, I'm going to do one more. I know this is 2 extra reps, but what the heck. Inhale, exhale, up, turn the toes in, and carefully lower that bar down. So that's what we have for you today, folks, here at the Have It Your Way workout series on Boomerand Beyond Wellness. So if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel, share the videos, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Also, if you would like to receive my free monthly newsletter, you can subscribe to it by going to my website. That's boomerandbeyondwellness.com. I'll repeat it, boomerandbeyondwellness.com. Go to the subscribe tab, and when you do subscribe, you will receive a thank you workout video at no cost to you that I designed exclusively for newsletter subscribers. So until next time, eat your greens, eat your beans, drink your water, and thank you so much.